And staying in the United States, Florida is now on high alert once again, bracing for a second devastating storm in 2 weeks. Hurricane Milton is now a monstrous Category 4 storm and is rapidly closing in on the state. Communities still reeling from the destruction of Hurricane Helene are racing against the clock to evacuate as Milton barrels toward Tampa Bay, threatening to become one of the most destructive storms in history. Here's the latest update.
Florida is bracing for yet another catastrophic blow. Just days after Hurricane Helene left a trail of destruction across the southeast, now Hurricane Milton is barreling toward the state, threatening to become one of the most devastating hurricanes in recent memory. In less than 24 hours, Hurricane Milton strengthened as Florida scrambled to recover from Helene's deadly impact.
Out here to fill up my sandbags. I didn't do it last time, and this time I want to feel better inside my home and hopefully protect some of my stuff. Water got up into our driveway, and I don't want it to happen.
I prepared for Hurricane Milton by disconnecting cables, preparing my important documents in a waterproof portfolio. I will close my windows. I already bought food and water in case there is scarcity. I also bought some candles in case the power takes a while to come back.
Packing winds of nearly 180 miles per hour and fueled by record-hot Gulf waters, Milton is now set to make landfall near Tampa Bay on Wednesday. The National Hurricane Center warns that Milton could bring life-threatening storm surges of up to 15 feet, widespread flooding, and catastrophic damage.
Somewhere in this purple area, not everywhere, somewhere in this purple area, we are predicting 10 to 15 feet of storm surge. Put that in perspective, I'm 6 feet tall. That's more than 2 of me high. And if this is realized, that is more surge than was experienced during Helene. So to sort of put that in perspective, I want to urge everyone, if you've been ordered to evacuate, those evacuations orders are serious and you absolutely must follow them.
Governor Ron DeSantis has called for Florida's largest evacuation effort since 2017's Hurricane Irma. Time is running out, he said, urging residents to leave low-lying areas before the storm hits. Counties across the state have already issued mandatory evacuation orders. While schools are closed, hospitals are evacuating patients and airports like Tampa International are halting flights.
It is expected to make landfall on the west coast of Florida sometime between Wednesday evening or perhaps even very early on Thursday. This has gone slower than the projections were in terms of the how it's moving towards Florida. And if that continues, it's going to push back when landfall will happen.
If you're in the Tampa Bay area, you need to evacuate. If they have called for your evacuation order, I beg you, I implore you to evacuate. Drowning deaths due to storm surge are 100% preventable if you leave.
The situation is especially dire for those who are still recovering from Helene, which claimed over 225 lives across 6 states. In Florida alone, Helene left behind 12,000 cubic yards of debris, damaged roads, and left millions without power. Despite round-the-clock cleanup efforts, Vice President Kamala Harris warned that Helene's devastation will only be compounded by Milton's arrival.
So I just got off the phone with Administrator Criswell at FEMA, and I cannot stress enough to all the folks in Florida, in the Tampa area, please listen to evacuation orders. Please listen to your local officials, because I know a lot of folks out there have survived these hurricanes before. This one is going to be very, very serious. And I urge you to please folks, just grab whatever you need. Listen to the orders you're getting from your local officials. They know what they're telling you, and they know what Milton is about to be. So please do that.
President Joe Biden has declared a state of emergency in Florida. Thousands of federal workers and National Guard troops are already on the ground, with more aid expected.
Yesterday and again today on the potential impacts of Hurricane Milton, which forecasts to become a Category 5 storm and make landfall Wednesday on the western coast of Florida. As with Helene, FEMA and other federal agencies are actively pre-positioning life-saving resources in advance of the storm, and earlier today the President approved Governor of Florida's request for an emergency disaster declaration, which unlocks additional federal resources to help the state respond to the storm. To everyone in the path of Milton, the time to prepare is right now.
Keeping their preparations on point, the U.S. state of Florida even set up beds for emergency workers inside a stadium. At Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, green-colored day beds were seen on the field. An update posted on the website of Florida Governor said a 10,000-person base camp was being established at the stadium to support operations and first responders. So, as Florida braces for impact, preparations before Milton's landfall have been fast-tracked. Yet, amid the chaos, the message is clear. Get out while there's still time. Milton could be the storm that tests Florida's limits like never before.
First Post decodes the U.S. election. Explains how America chooses its president. Your primer on the race to the White House. Everything you need to know about how America votes and its global implications. U.S. Election Explained. Every Monday and Thursday only on First Post.